If you could be tested to find out if you develop Alzheimer's, would you? Well, the reason I ask is that testing may soon be offered to those who have a certain type of Alzheimer's running in the family, and this got us thinking. For all types of Alzheimer's or dementia, would you want to know if it was coming to you, Linda?
I have got it in the family. My mum had Alzheimer's or dementia, and so did my Auntie Joan in Ireland. And so I would be absolutely petrified to find out, because I think it would ruin the rest of the time that you've got left, like worrying and knowing that you wouldn't be able to recognise your children, or you wouldn't be able to wash yourself or dress yourself, or it just, I would never want to find out.
There was some hope in the fact that there were lifestyle changes you could make, or certain things that you could do to prevent it from happening sooner. You know, I have a real problem with people with the way our NHS works. We don't screen enough for anything. We just deal with it once it's a huge problem. And I feel that if more people went in and got screened across the board in general, I mean, we MOT our cars every year. Why do we not MOT our bodies and service our bodies?
Well, that's because we can't deal with the psychological fallout. I mean, one of the reasons why lots of people never were reluctant to be tested for HIV was that they couldn't deal with, you know, the fallout. And of course now HIV is highly treatable. People have a different attitude to having the test. It's not a death sentence anymore. People lead normal lives.
But most things aren't a death sentence,
yes,
when you get them really early.
I understand.
Or even before.
I do believe in having an MOT and having yourself checked once a year. I have like screening for my breast every year. My sister had breast cancer, and I'll just go and have an MOT. Me and Mark go down and have like a check-up and everything, so you know what to watch out for. Like when I was overweight, they said you need to lose weight and everything. But the thought of the Alzheimer's test and having to live the rest of your life knowing
someone go through it, because I watched my mum go through Alzheimer's. I think if it was something like everything else you get tested for, they always say if we catch it early we can cure it, and that's been proved over and over again with all sorts of cancers, and there's cancer, as you know, in my family, so I've no problem being screened for that. But I think with the Alzheimer's, they may, and I know there is stuff now that can slow it down, but there's nothing yet that can cure it. And for me, I just wouldn't want to know that that's what I faced. It would ruin
the rest of your
every
life,
day. And every day something happened, I'd go, oh, is it now? Am I getting it now? I just think it would ruin it.
There are preventative measures. You could turn, if someone said, right, this is predisposed, doesn't mean it's going to happen. It doesn't. But what it means is if you live your lifestyle this way, it might not happen until you're 90 rather than it happening when you're 70. Do you know what I mean? There are certain...
I know there's a huge amount of research going into Alzheimer's, and all different people are coming at it from all different directions, but one of the links that they thought between, you know, proteins in the brain and Alzheimer's has just been disproved. So in some respects, they're starting from scratch. They're not that much nearer to arriving at a cure or anything that will actively, you know, delay it beyond a certain point. So I would give all the money I could to Alzheimer's research, because I think that it's really important. But at the same time, do I want to know? No. I don't. I don't want to know, because I want to live every day, you know, without sounding cliche, in the moment and to the best of my ability.
I think that's great, but then I do feel that what you were saying earlier, which I think is completely right, is that everybody is kind of would rather not go to not find out the results. I think that's a mental attitude that we need to completely change, because actually, essentially, and not just Alzheimer's, because like you said, it's not something that's curable, but there are so many illnesses out there that are
but I do know that it's a big psychological, because then you've got the problem, like Janet said, of the psychological trauma that would have to be treated. Because I know with the gene test for, you know, breast cancer, I mean, obviously I was over 18, but if you've got anything like that, you have to wait till you're 18, because they have to wait till you're capable of making that decision for yourself. But maybe
if it was a normal screening process, and you know, people just found out and they said, well, this is the best way you could live your life to prevent this from happening.
But you can't over-screen people. For example, with prostate cancer, now a lot of people, elderly men who have prostate cancer, do not require surgery. It's better they just live with that prostate cancer, because the surgery might shorten their life or give them a different quality of life. So you can screen, and in America America, I've got loads of friends who are screened for everything. But that just produces a high level of anxiety.
We do not screen enough. We definitely don't screen enough because people are coming in with stage 4 illnesses.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, Stacey, to that respect. It's just with the Alzheimer's thing. It's just something that I'm terrified of, to be honest. But you'll be pleased to know that we did a online poll for the Alzheimer's test, and we asked, would you take a test to find out if you could get Alzheimer's, and 80% of people said they would. So it's a massive, only 20% said no. So people agreeing with you makes a change. Oh, you've got to end it on a funny, haven't you? That's life.